Christmas has always been my favorite time of year. The smell of pine, the warmth of family gathered around the fireplace, the feeling that no matter what happened during the year, we would always come together. For 10 years, I have been the one who made that magic happen. I planned every trip booked, every cabin organized, every detail. This year, I reserved a beautiful mountain retreat for 17 people, paid $12,500 from my own pocket. But when I woke up on the morning we were supposed to leave, my house was completely silent. And what I discovered next changed everything I thought I knew about my own family. Before we dive into this story, let me know in the comments where you are watching from today. If this story touches your heart, please hit that like button and subscribe to join our community. Trust me, you will want to stay until the end because what happened after I found that empty house will leave you speechless. My name is Audrey and I am 28 years old. I work as a financial analyst in Denver, Colorado. I have always been what people call the responsible one in my family. The oldest son, the one who remembers birthdays, the one who books the restaurants for family dinners, the one who everyone assumes will handle things. My family is not small. My parents Richard and Karen have been married for 32 years. My younger sister Natalie is 24, fresh out of graduate school and still figuring out her life. Then there are my aunts and uncles on both sides, and 11 cousins ranging from 16 to 35 years old. When we all get together, we fill up entire restaurants. We take over hotel floors. We are loud, chaotic, and until recently, I thought we were close. For the past decade, I have been the unofficial travel coordinator for every major family gathering. Thanksgiving at the lake house 3 years ago. That was me. The reunion in Savannah when Grandma turned 80, I planned every detail. The annual summer beach trip that everyone looks forward to. I book it 9 months in advance every single year. I never minded. Honestly, I enjoyed it. There is something satisfying about seeing everyone happy, knowing that I helped create those memories. And because I make decent money, I often covered costs up front, trusting that everyone would pay me back eventually. Sometimes they did, sometimes they forgot. I never made a big deal about it. My relationship with Natalie has always been complicated. On the surface, we were the picture of sibling closeness. We texted regularly, shared childhood jokes, posted smiling photos together on social media. But there was always something underneath, something I could never quite name. Little comments that felt like paper cuts. The way she would roll her eyes when I offered suggestions. How she always seems to be whispering with our mom about things I was not included in. I told myself I was imagining it. Families are complicated. Siblings have friction. It did not mean anything. 3 months before this Christmas, I found the perfect cabin. It was nestled in the mountains outside Aspen, with 8 bedrooms, a massive living room with floor-to-ceiling windows, a hot tub on the deck overlooking snow-covered peaks, and a kitchen big enough for all of us to cook together. The moment I saw it, I knew it was the one. I sent photos to the family group chat. Everyone responded with excitement. Heart emojis, fire emojis, messages saying this is going to be the best Christmas ever. My mum called me that night to say how proud she was of me for always taking care of everyone. The total cost was $12,500 for 5 nights. I put it on my credit card without hesitation. Everyone promised to send me their share, which worked out to roughly $700 per household. Some people paid right away. Most said they would send it before the trip. A few just stopped responding to my reminders. I created a detailed group chat to coordinate logistics. 17 people, 4 cars. I made spreadsheets showing who was riding with whom, departure times, rest stop schedules, everything. I thought I had accounted for every variable. Looking back, I should have noticed the signs. There were messages in the group chat that would appear briefly and then disappear deleted before I could read them properly. Once I saw my Uncle Thomas typing for a long time, but no message ever came through. When I asked Natalie about it, she just shrugged and said people were probably fixing typos. The night before we were supposed to leave December 23rd, the whole family gathered at my parents' house for a pre-trip dinner. The house smelled like my mum's famous pot roast. Christmas music played softly from the living room speakers. Everyone seemed excited, hugging hello, talking about what they wanted to do at the cabin. Around 9 o'clock, my mum pulled me aside in the kitchen. Her hand was warm on my arm, her smile gentle. Honey, you should get some rest. You have done so much work for this trip. Go home and sleep. We are leaving at 5 in the morning and you need to be fresh. I asked about the car arrangements. She waved her hand dismissively. You are riding with your cousins in Marcus's van. They will pick you up at 4:30. It is all taken care of. I nodded, grateful that someone else was handling at least one detail. I said my goodbyes, hugged my dad, waved at Natalie, who was absorbed in her phone, and drove home. That night I set my alarm for 4:30. I laid out my warmest clothes, double-checked that I had packed everything, and fell asleep with a smile on my face. I did not know it would be the last peaceful sleep I would have for a long time. My alarm went off at 4:30 in the morning on December 24th. I reached for my phone in the darkness, silencing the sound, and lay there for a moment listening to my house. It was quiet. Too quiet. By now I should have heard a car pulling up outside. Footsteps on the porch, maybe a text saying we are here. But there was nothing, just the hum of my refrigerator and the wind against the windows. I checked my phone. No missed calls, no messages. The group chat was silent, the last message from the night before simply saying, "See everyone bright and early." I told myself they were probably running late. My cousins were not known for punctuality. I got up, made coffee, and sat by the window watching for headlights. 4:45. Nothing. 5:00. Still nothing. At 5:15, a cold feeling began to settle in my stomach. I called Marcus. It rang 6 times and went to voicemail. I called again. Same result. I pulled up the group chat and typed a quick message. "Hey, where is everyone? Still waiting for my ride." The message showed as delivered. No one responded. By 5:30, the coffee in my cup had gone cold. I had called Marcus 4 more times, my Aunt Patricia twice, and my mum once. Nobody answered. The silence was deafening. Finally, I grabbed my keys and drove to my parents' house. The streets were empty Christmas Eve morning in a sleeping suburb. When I pulled into their driveway, my heart sank. The driveway was empty. The house was dark. I used my spare key to let myself in. The pot roast dishes from the night before were washed and put away. The Christmas tree lights were off. I walked through every room calling out for anyone, but I already knew what I would find. Nothing. No one. They were gone. I stood in my parents' living room as the sun began to rise through the windows, casting long shadows across the floor. My hands were shaking when I finally called my mom. She answered on the 5th ring. Her voice was strange, artificially sleepy. "Audrey, honey, why are you calling so early?" I gripped the phone tighter. "Mom, where is everyone? I am at your house. It is empty." There was a pause. A long one. I could hear muffled voices in the background, someone saying something I could not make out. "Oh, sweetheart." She laughed, but it sounded forced. "We thought you were in the van with your cousins. Are you not with them?" My throat tightened. "No, Mum. Nobody came to pick me up. Nobody called. Nobody texted. I have been waiting for hours." Another pause. More muffled conversation. "Well, there must have been some confusion. I am sure Marcus just forgot. We are already on the highway, honey. Maybe you can drive up and meet us." I almost said yes. I almost apologized for the inconvenience, got in my car, and drove 5 hours through the mountains to catch up with a family that had left me behind. That is what old Audrey would have done. Instead, I just said I would call her back. And I hung up. I tried calling Marcus again. This time he answered. "Hey, Audrey." His voice was tense. "What is up? What is up?" I repeated. "You were supposed to pick me up 4 hours ago." "Oh." He cleared his throat. "Man, I thought your mum was bringing you. There was a whole mix-up in the group chat last night. I am really sorry, we are already past Vale." "What group chat?" The family chat. For the trip logistics. I scrolled through my phone while he talked. I looked at the group chat I had created, the one I had been using to coordinate everything. I counted the members. 15, 16. I counted again. "Marcus," I said slowly, "how many people are in your group chat?" He hesitated. 17. "Why? Because the chat I am looking at only has 16. He did not say anything. In the silence, I heard Natalie's voice in the background asking who he was talking to. He mumbled something and told me he had to go, that he was driving and could not talk. The line went dead. I sat on my parents' couch for a long time after that, staring at my phone. 16 people. The chat had 16 members. I had created it. I had added everyone. So why was I not in my own group chat anymore? Unless there was another chat. One I was never added to in the first place. I do not know how long I sat there. Long enough for the sun to fully rise. Long enough for my coffee to get cold three times. Long enough for the initial shock to fade into something else, something heavier. Then at 7:03 in the morning, my phone buzzed with a text from Natalie. It was a screenshot. The kind you take when you want to share a conversation with someone else. And immediately, I knew she had sent it to the wrong person. The screenshot showed a chat between Natalie and someone named Harper. The messages were time-stamped from the night before. Harper had written, "So did it work? Is he really not going?" And Natalie had replied, "He is really not here. Oh my God, our plan worked." Below that, Harper had sent a string of laughing emojis and written, "Finally you guys can have a peaceful trip without Mr. Know-It-All." Natalie's response, "Best Christmas gift ever. Mum is so relieved. I read it 3 times, then 4. The words did not change. The meaning did not soften. This was not a mistake, not a miscommunication, not someone forgetting to add me to a group chat. This was deliberate, planned, celebrated. My own sister had called my absence the best Christmas gift ever. My own mother was relieved that I was not there. I thought about the 10 years I had spent organising trips covering costs, handling every detail, so that everyone else could just show up and enjoy themselves. I thought about the $12,500 currently sitting on my credit card. I thought about every time I had been the first to volunteer, the last to complain, the one who always put family first. And I looked at that screenshot again. Our plan worked. I did not cry. I wanted to, but the tears would not come. Instead, I felt something cold settle into my chest, something that felt almost like clarity. I typed a reply to Natalie, just 2 words, "Merry Christmas." Then I put my phone on silent and opened my laptop. The cabin booking was in my name, my credit card, my email, my account. I had made the reservation 3 months ago, back when I still believed I was planning a trip for people who wanted me there. I navigated to the booking website and pulled up my reservation. 8 bedrooms, 5 nights check-in. December 24th at 3 in the afternoon. In approximately 7 hours, 16 members of my family would arrive at a beautiful mountain cabin expecting warm fires, stocked refrigerators, and a Christmas Eve celebration. I scrolled down to the cancellation policy. Because the reservation was more than 24 hours before the check-in time, I qualified for an 80% refund. $10,000 would be returned to my card within 5 to 7 business days. My finger hovered over the cancel button. I thought about my mum's voice on the phone, that fake sleepiness, the way she had tried to make it seem like a simple mistake. I thought about Marcus's hesitation, the way he could not look me in the eye, even through a phone call. I thought about Natalie's screenshot, the laughing emojis, the phrase "best Christmas gift ever." I thought about 17 people in 4 cars driving through the mountains right now, probably listening to Christmas music, probably sharing snacks and stories, probably not thinking about me at all. I clicked cancel. A confirmation window popped up asking if I was sure. I clicked yes. The screen refreshed, showing my reservation status as cancelled. A confirmation email arrived in my inbox within seconds. I closed my laptop and sat in silence. There was no satisfaction in what I had done, no rush of vengeful pleasure. I did not feel like I had won anything. I just felt tired and empty and strangely calm. I picked up my phone and unmuted it. Natalie had called 6 times in the past 20 minutes. My mum had called twice. There were frantic messages in the original group chat, the one with 16 people asking why I had not responded to Natalie's text, asking if everything was okay, telling me to call them back immediately. None of them knew yet. They were still driving, still laughing, still enjoying their Audrey-free Christmas. I did not respond to any of it. Instead, I went to my bedroom and started packing a different kind of bag. Light clothes, sunscreen, a book I had been meaning to read for months. I opened a new browser tab and searched for last-minute flights to Key West. There was one leaving at noon. I booked it. Then I wrote a note. I used a piece of paper from my mum's kitchen, the same notepad where she writes grocery lists and birthday reminders. My handwriting was steady. I cancelled the cabin booking. The reservation was in my name, paid with my money. I have decided to spend Christmas elsewhere. Do not contact me. I placed the note on the kitchen counter where someone would find it when they eventually came looking. Then I called a taxi, locked the door behind me, and headed to the airport. My phone kept buzzing in my pocket the entire ride. I did not look at it once. Key West was 73 degrees on Christmas morning. I woke up in a small hotel room with white curtains billowing in the ocean breeze. For a few seconds, I forgot where I was. Then I remembered everything and the weight settled back onto my chest. I reached for my phone on the nightstand. 101 missed calls. The number seemed impossible, almost comical. I scrolled through the list. Mum, Dad, Natalie, Marcus, Aunt Patricia, Uncle Thomas, cousins I only talked to twice a year. People who 24 hours ago had celebrated my absence. There were voicemails too. I listened to the first one from my mum. Audrey James, you call me back right now. We got to the cabin and they said the reservation was cancelled. Cancelled Audrey. There are 16 people standing in the parking lot in the snow. What have you done? This is not funny. Call me immediately. The second voicemail was from my dad. Son, I do not know what is going on, but you need to make this right. Your mother is hysterical. Everyone is cold and confused. Whatever point you are trying to make, you have made it. Now fix this. The third was from Natalie. Are you serious right now? Are you actually serious? We drove 5 hours. 5 hours, Audrey, and now we are stranded because you threw some kind of tantrum. You are unbelievable. You are absolutely unbelievable. I listened to a few more. The tone shifted as the night went on from angry demands to confused pleading to what almost sounded like panic. The last voicemail was from 2 a.m, my mum's voice exhausted and hoarse. Audrey, please. We found a motel, but there are only 3 rooms available. People are sleeping in cars. It is Christmas. Whatever I did, whatever we did, I am sorry. Please just call me back. I put the phone down and walked to the window. The sun was rising over the ocean, painting the water in shades of gold and pink. Somewhere in Colorado, my family was waking up cramped and cold, their perfect Christmas ruined. I did not feel triumphant. I did not feel vindicated. I just felt sad. But I also felt something else. Something that took me a while to name. I felt free. Around noon, I decided to call my mom back. She answered on the first ring. Audrey, thank God. Where are you? What is happening? I am in Florida, I said. I needed some time away. Florida? She sounded incredulous. You flew to Florida while your whole family is stranded in the mountains? I took a breath. Mum, I need to ask you something, and I need you to tell me the truth. Audrey, this is not the time. Did you know about the group chat? The one I was not in silence. Long, damning silence. Did you know, I continued, that Natalie was planning to leave me behind, that everyone was planning it? More silence. Then quietly, it was not like that. Then what was it like? Because I saw the screenshot. I saw what Natalie wrote to her friend. I saw that leaving me behind was the best Christmas gift ever. My mum started crying. Soft, hiccuping sobs that used to make me rush to comfort her. You do not understand, she said between breaths. Everyone just needed a break. You can be so controlling, Audrey, always making spreadsheets and schedules and telling everyone what to do. People just wanted one holiday where they could relax. I let her words sink in. Controlling, that is what they called it. Not organized, not helpful, not reliable, controlling. I paid for this trip, I said, $12,500. My money, my planning, and instead of telling me you wanted something different, you all decided to just leave me behind and hope I would not notice. She did not have an answer for that. I am not going to apologize for cancelling the booking, I continued. And I am not going to apologize for leaving. For 10 years, I have put this family first. I have spent my time, my money, my energy, making sure everyone else was taken care of. And the moment I was not there to do it, you celebrated. Audrey, no, Mom, I am done. I am not saying I am done with the family. I am saying I am done being the one who gives everything and gets nothing back. I am done being taken for granted. I am done being the person you exclude and then blame when things fall apart. I hung up before she could respond. The rest of that week in Key West, I did not do much. I walked on the beach. I read my book. I ate key lime pie at a little restaurant where the waitress called me honey and refilled my coffee without me asking. I watched the sunset every evening from the same bench near the water, and slowly something began to shift inside me. On December 28th, I got a text from Marcus. It was long, several paragraphs. He apologized for his part in what happened. He said he had known about the plan but had been too afraid to speak up. He said he understood why I did what I did and he did not blame me. I texted back, "Thank you for being honest. I do not blame you either." On December 30th, my dad called. This time his voice was different, quieter, more hesitant. "I owe you an apology," he said. "What we did was wrong. What I did was wrong. I should have stopped it when I found out, but I did not. I convinced myself it was not a big deal. I was wrong. I appreciated that. I told him so. But I also told him that appreciation did not erase what happened. It would take time for me to trust again. He said he understood. He said he loved me. For the first time in a long time, I believed him. Natalie did not reach out until January 3rd. Her message was brief. "I am sorry for the screenshot. That was wrong. Not sorry for the plan. Not sorry for excluding me. Sorry for getting caught. I read her message and did not respond. Maybe I will someday. Maybe I will not. Some things take longer to heal than others. When I flew back to Denver on January 2nd, I did not go to my parents' house. I went straight to my apartment, unpacked my suitcase, and sat on my couch looking at the walls I had barely spent time looking at in years. I thought about all the holidays I had spent running around, making sure everyone else was comfortable, all the weekends I had sacrificed for family events, all the money I had spent that was never paid back, never even acknowledged, and I realized something important. I had been so busy taking care of everyone else that I had forgotten to take care of myself. I had been so desperate to be needed that I had accepted being used. I had confused being helpful with being valued. Those are not the same thing. Now, 6 months later, things are different. I still see my family, but on my terms. I no longer volunteer to plan every gathering. I no longer cover costs and hope for reimbursement. When someone asks me to organize something, I say I am happy to help, but I am not doing it alone. Some people adjusted easily. Others still seem resentful, like I broke some unspoken contract by refusing to be the family servant anymore. But here is what I have learned. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and you cannot expect people to value what you freely give away. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself is walk away from people who do not love you back. I still think about that empty house sometimes. The silence. The realization that hit me like a punch to the chest. In a strange way, I am grateful for it. That moment of abandonment became the moment I finally chose myself. If you are watching this and you see yourself in my story, I want you to know something. It is okay to set boundaries. It is okay to stop being the one who always sacrifices. It is okay to let people be disappointed in you when the alternative is being disappointed in yourself. Family is important, but you are family too, and you deserve to be treated like it. So let me ask you this. Have you ever been the person who gives everything and gets nothing back? Have you ever had a moment that changed how you see your relationships? I would love to hear your stories in the comments below. If this story resonated with you, please hit the like button and share it with someone who might need to hear it. And if you have not already, subscribed to this channel so you do not miss future stories. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and whatever you are going through right now, I hope you find the courage to put yourself first. Take care of yourselves. You deserve it.